Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Bailey from the EMH, and I'm back with another Elephant Money video. And guys, billionaires, all right, are real world whales out there. It's unbelievable how easily they can generate wealth once they have, kind of their empire amassed, right? If we take a look, guys, say if the trading day was open in the United States, we have our friend Elon Musk, right? $250 billion net worth. And it's not uncommon for him throughout the course of the day, to actually gain $1 billion. All right. He could be up $2 billion in one day alone, depending on even the slightest movement of some of his stocks and investments, like Tesla and whatnot. All right. We have some people up here that are just up close to 300, $400 million in one day, based upon, how their investments did on that one particular day, right? So absolutely insane, just the magnitude of wealth that these people have accumulated and generated, and it just snowballs, right? And the more wealthier you are, all right, the easier it is to gain and gain more and more wealth as time goes on, right? And we see that all throughout society, okay? So we're going to be able to take a look at how elephant money is actually using kind of a similar concept with our friendly whale. All right. Our friendly whale. And if you don't know, all right, here it is right here, the elephant treasury. And her name is Bertha. All right. So Bertha is the friendly whale that will not dump on you. All right. So she's kind of like the CEO of Elephant Money, and she takes care of the entire ecosystem. Right. So she is the whale that is collecting all of the elephant tokens, amassing this huge stack, this huge bag. All right. So generating tremendous value, and then she's going to be able to use that value, all right, and generate profits much more easily with that humongous stack, all right, like these guys do here. And then she's going to be using just and shaving some of those profits off to run the entire ecosystem, all right, and to fund all of our debts, liabilities, and the great products that we can offer the participants of Elephant Money, all right? So Bertha, all right, the elephant treasury, she's number one in the ecosystem. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys and highlight just one little special aspect that we got going on with her right now. All right. And if you've seen some of my other videos, all right, I might have mentioned this thing called Bertha's Magic Money Multiplier here. All right. And basically, this is the effect of being a humongous whale. All right. So right now, Bertha has accumulated, it's getting close to 174 trillion elephant tokens. All right. And what happens is, as people buy elephant tokens, or as people mint NFTs, all right, or as people deposit into futures or compound in futures, or if people mint trunk, what happens is all of those proceeds go to Bertha, and she buys back elephant tokens with it. All right, increasing her stack, increasing her wealth, and then she's able to fund the entire ecosystem. All right, so it's pretty amazing stuff. So, guys, what I wanted to show you guys right now is just the effect of injecting or putting some capital into Bertha, what that actually has on her overall wealth and value. All right. Because what's really unique about Bertha is, as she's running the ecosystem and as time is going on, she is gaining tokens, right? So her quantity of her tokens are gaining, and then also the value of those tokens are appreciating as well. So she's experiencing this two-dimensional wealth effect, all right, that's going to be just completely crazy for the system, and it's going to be able to power all of these yields and make it sustainable and scalable for more and more people to participate. Right, so it's going to be really cool. So right now, guys, we're looking at a BNB price just a little under $209. So it's dipped a little bit the past few days. All right, so here's our BNB liquidity pool. Here's our BUSD liquidity pool. All right, and what I'm going to show you guys is what's going to happen if we just put, or Bertha puts, say, $1,000 of capital into action. All right, so typically the money flow, guys, that BUSD goes into the system, goes into this BUSD treasury, and then that is used to purchase elephant tokens for Bertha from the liquidity pools. All right, and she'll buy from either liquidity pool, depending on which one is cheaper and the better deal. Okay, so she's going to split up her purchases, and right now, if we take a look at the pooled elephant tokens, she spends a little more of her money in this pool here than in this pool. All right, because this has more tokens in it, so it's going to create or it's going to need a little more capital to kind of balance the price. All right, and she's always looking for that better price. All right, and it turns out to be she's going to be putting around 53.5% of her capital in here, because there's 53.5% out of the tokens in both liquidity pools in this one. It's a little heavier. All right, so that's how it's going to work, guys. So let's take a look. So right now, say if we're going to put $1,000 into Bertha, right? So she's going to go and she's going to purchase elephant tokens. All right, now here's the key, guys, to remember. All right, there's going to be two prices and they're going to be slightly different. Okay, so we have the price of our BNB liquidity pool, and there's going to be the price of the BUSD liquidity pool. All right, now they're going to be pretty close. All right, but they can fluctuate and they can change, especially if BNB fluctuates. This price will fluctuate a little bit as well throughout the day. All right, now the thing to note, guys, is when you see Bertha's evaluation, like on the site, all right, like right here, you'll see it, her evaluation, and that is always based off of the price in the BNB liquidity pool. Okay, so as say we purchase tokens from the BUSD liquidity pool, all right, that's not going to be changing the price of the BNB liquidity pool at all. So you'll see how that kind of plays out in a second. All right, so say if we put in $1,000 into Bertha, right? So right now we would put in, so it would be 53.5% here, and then the remaining would be here. So let's put in $465. All right, so say if she's going to buy from the BUSD liquidity pool first, all right, notice how this has a slightly lesser price, so she would go there first. So boom. All right, so guys, so she buys $465 worth of elephant token. Okay, now the price of that elephant token, all right, moves slightly. All right, and then we're going to notice, guys, that her token count goes up a little bit. All right, her value goes up slightly. All right, but how much does it go up? Well, we bought $465 worth of elephant token, and her value went up pretty much that amount right there, $467. All right, so she gained maybe $2 extra. All right, and that $2 extra came from the fact that this price was a tiny bit more than this price here. All right, so she picked up these tokens and then priced them at this price. So it went up just slightly. All right, not too impressive, right? All right, but here's the trick, and here's where the whale economics come in, is if when we take a look at the BNB liquidity pool, which is the liquidity pool that her value is kind of calculated from and based after. Okay, so if we go here, guys, and we say, put in our $535. All right, here, check this out. $535. Bam. All right. Now, if we purchase just $535 worth of elephant token, all right, from the pool here, okay, now you're going to notice that the price of the elephant token, 49.8 cents per million, right? 49.8 cents per million. It didn't really change much, but if we keep going down, all right, it went down and we had to go down to 5 decimal places, and we noticed that there was a slight change in price, okay? So guys, imagine that slight change in, say, Tesla stock, all right? And it balloons Elon Musk's net worth because he controls and holds so many of them, right? So it's the same thing that's going on here, guys. So this tiny, tiny uptick in elephant token price, barely noticeable, all right, to the average person, okay? But because Bertha has so many tokens, you know, you're going to see that tiny price appreciation spread out over all of those tokens, in addition to the gaining of some of those tokens as well. All right. And if you take a look, guys, that $535, all right, turned into for her $4,540 of value for the treasury. All right. So again, guys, that small little uptick in price. And because she's just a giggle whale, all right, she's going to be ballooning in value. All right. So that's a money multiplier of about 8.5. All right, so 8.5x times the money that is going into that B&B liquidity pool. All right, so pretty amazing, guys. Okay. However, guys, because she's balancing and we are also building that BUSD liquidity pool, all right, so we have to put in that capital from there as well. All right, so 465 because she is going to be buying from there. And when you factor both of those in together, she takes that $1,000, and when she buys from both pools, keeps everything balanced. All right, she's turning $1,000 into $5,000 right now. So she's 5xing all of the money that comes into the system. All right, so it's pretty sick, guys. All right, so this is kind of like the concept behind how the elephant money ecosystem works. All right. All of the products, futures, everything that would eventually be generating yield for participants, it gets run through this elephant treasury. And the whale here, all right, who holds all the tokens, gets to really bully and extract tons of value from those mathematical constant product formulas that are in those liquidity pools, and just completely skyrockets the price of the elephant token and the valuation of the treasury. All right. So that's what's kind of happening behind the scenes. And then this is what's really going to make the elephant money ecosystem so sustainable, right? Is that boom, like just a tiny bit of capital's coming in and this huge amount for Bertha in the treasury. All right. Now you're going to also have with that, you have the liquidity building strategies where the liquidity keeps getting deeper and deeper over time, right? So that's the floor price of these tokens are getting harder and harder. And so I'm going to show you guys really a couple awesome graphics that Crypto Stu put together to kind of illustrate just how ridiculous this really is. All right, so right here, guys, we have, this is an illustration of it. Where we have Bertha's token count has been growing over time, right? And it's been growing fairly linear if you look at it, and just the absolute parabolic explosion of her evaluation. All right. And the value that she is gaining compared to the tokens that she's gaining is just absolutely unstoppable, right? So you can see, guys, that there's a huge uptick with the futures launch, right? Futures was huge because it got more revenue coming into Bertha. All right. And then when we had our NFTs launch, all right, those NFTs are absolutely amazing. And then that added just another flywheel that just took us off into a parabolic explosion here. All right. So Bertha's just absolutely gaining and gaining. And you can really see that, you know, her value is going to just be multiplying, and it's going to be growing. That multiplier is going to be growing and growing as we progress. All right. And then what's really interesting, guys, is if you look at something like futures, you know, where you're going to be able to get 0.5% stable coin cash on your deposits. And, you know, people are like, hey, like, how is that sustainable, where you could get like a 5x, a 6x, you know, a 7x over, you know, a course of an extended period of time? Well, we just saw how amazing that Bertha can take money into a system and multiply it, right? And if we take a look, guys, this is what's been pretty amazing, is that we've been tracking kind of the daily liabilities, right? So this is this big whale, you know, she's gaining all these tokens, all right, all the inflows, she's multiplying this money, all right, even the slightest price appreciation of that token, and she is just, you know, exploding in value. And then what is she doing, right? She's just handling the daily liabilities, scraping a little bit off the top, but keeping that humongous stack, right, that wealth magnet in effect. All right. And is going to be able to sustainably supply, you know, all of these awesome products that are always, frankly, going to be in demand. Like, who's not going to want 0.5% cash, you know, on a stable value asset, right? So check this out, guys. So we have here, you know, the daily liabilities from futures, you know, keeps growing, right? Because our total value locked is getting huge. We're getting more participation and everything like that. But if you take a look at the daily liabilities as a percentage of Bertha's value, you can actually see that as she's becoming more and more parabolic in price appreciation, that the futures liabilities can't keep up with her, right? And she's actually outpacing all of the debts and liabilities that would be incurred in the futures contract, right? So it's pretty extraordinary, guys, if you think about it. But it's this whale economics, you know, at play, where, you know, she's acting like a huge vacuum and is just accumulating and snowballing all of this wealth, hoarding all of these elephant tokens, getting them out of the liquidity pools, spiking up the price, and then she's just able to manage all of the system, right? So pretty amazing stuff, guys. So this right now, this multiplier is sitting at, when you account for using both liquidity pools, she's 5xing every single dollar that goes into that elephant treasury in value. You know, we're in for a real treat here. All right. One last thing, guys, I wanted to share with you is just the Dune dashboards, the governance. All right. So this is Bertha, all of the inflows and outflows of the elephant treasury, right, and how it works. Okay, so elephant money, you know, it's a 100% on-chain, transparent, with, you know, hundreds of these dashboards. I mean, Dallas is an absolute maniac here. Look at all of these different things that you can really get all the blockchain data and analytics from. It's second to none, guys, as far as transparency goes, and the data that you can see to make, you know, good research and good decisions around the system here. All right. But what we can see, guys, is pretty amazing how what's happens is like we can look at all of the inflows, right? So like here's all the inflows, you know, and Bertha has collected probably close to about 15 trillion tokens or so in the last 30 days, and the outflows. All right. So it's probably around, say, 2 trillion tokens out. Right. So how it's working, guys, is like all of these different liabilities are all based upon an APR of the elephant treasury. You know, so she has carefully tuned and managed budgets to pay out the redemption queue, to pay out the NFTs, right? To pay out PEG support, right? So all of these things have these carefully measured um, governance contracts that act like a budget for the particular elephant treasury, making it all sustainable, right? And so, I mean, the mastermind behind this are our founder, BT, you know, MIT computer scientist, master of finance, you know, super business savvy, knows how all this stuff works, worked for State Street, Fidelity. I mean, the guy's a pure genius, and like he has cracked the code. And we have right here a sustainable and scalable cash flow for all, our money-making engine, Bertha, and she's skimming off all of her whale profits and funding all of these great products, guys, that are in the ecosystem. All right. So futures, elephants, unlimited NFTs. You know, we are looking at right here the best decentralized community bank in all of DeFi. Check it out, get in, and you know, just enjoy, because this is a true pleasure to take part in, guys. It's very nice waking up every day and seeing green arrows and gains in your crypto portfolio. So check out the community, guys. So come over here, the official Telegram group. There's thousands of scam Telegram groups. Official Telegram group right here. All right, Elephant Money. All right, this is Bailey from the EMH. I'm out.